think you've just sort of summed up yourself there, Guy, before we started there, that the quality in the final thirds made the real difference tonight.
Yeah, I didn't think there was much in the game in terms of nobody really outplayed the other team, in my opinion. I thought we were very competitive in the first half, and I thought with the win we get into good areas, but our quality let us down in the final third, and flipped it around in the second half. They probably had the better of the play with the wind as well, but when they got into the areas they punished us. And you know, I've said it all along this season, I know Chris Hughes has probably got it because he's went on and won the league title with Linfield, but for me, Conor McManaman, for me, he's been the player of the year this year. You know, he's unbelievable, and tonight again he scores a goal, he gets himself another couple of chances, and he sets up the other one as well. And you know, that's the difference. That's the difference in my opinion in the two sides tonight, and in the game. Conor McManaman was the difference in the pitch tonight. If Conor McManaman had been playing for us tonight, the result would have been the opposite. But as I say, they've got a good player there. They've got the finances to have good players like that, and as I say, it's tough trying to stop them when they're on their game. I said that in the preview yesterday. They've got top quality up front in the front three, especially with Jay and obviously Conor, and they're very, very difficult to stop when they're on their game. And Conor was on his game tonight, and you know, I thought he was the big difference between the two sides.
I thought in the first half we started off really, really well, played some really nice football and had some good chances as well.
Yeah, even in the second half at 1-0, Conor gets a good chance and put it over the bar. And you know, we got into really good areas and final cross let us down, and the final pass let us down, and you know, Peter's had a shot in the first half, the goalkeeper's made a save. We have had opportunities, but so have they. We're not saying that they haven't, but in terms of if you take the overall game, you know, I didn't think there was a lot in it between the two teams. And you know, obviously they've got a bigger budget than us, and they've got a bigger squad than us. So you're looking at their bench tonight and the players that they can bring on. They've got O'Connor, Shane McClartin, you know, Joe Crow, all experienced top players. And you know, and fortunately for us, when we were bringing on players, George Dodge's a quality young player, but he's young still. You know what I mean? You don't have that experience that they have. Rory Donnelly come on as well. You know, you don't have that experience and that player that can maybe handle these occasions better. But as I said, it is what it is. We have our budget, they have our budget, and we just have to get on with it. But as I said before, if we were to win tonight, we needed to be on top of our game, and we needed them to be off their game, and especially people like Conor McManaman and Jay Donnelly, which unfortunately for us they weren't.
You mentioned the changes you made there in the second half. Whenever we were walking down, we were stopped by one of the supporters who asked us to ask you this question, so it would be fair and ask it. Why did you leave it so late to go three at the back?
Well, to be honest with you, we had two players struggling. Hawks has played through a calf injury, and Singy's playing in midfield with a calf injury, and we didn't want to leave them isolated. We've spoke to Singy a couple of times. I didn't even know if Singy was going to make it through. And I don't know if you've seen it at the end of the game. Singy didn't run the last 3 or 4 minutes. He told me his calf had gone, so hence the reason why we didn't go to three at the back. We had no other players to put in that position, so we were trying to see, because we knew we had only one more change to make. And obviously, if we made that change and then Singer or somebody had pulled up, then we couldn't have made another change. Even though you're allowed 5 subs, we had to be careful. And as I said, we were hoping that Singer would have seen it through, but that's why we were being careful as well, and why we didn't go to 3 straight away. And we took our time on that one, because there was Hawks struggling, there was Peter struggling with a groin, and there was obviously Singer struggling with a calf as well. So there's 3 players on the pitch at that stage struggling, and we were just afraid to make the changes too soon.
Fair question, fair answer. In terms of today, obviously that's the end of the season, so I suppose the hard work starts now towards next year. I suppose it's already underway.
Yeah, as I say, we'll have a meeting now. Hopefully the staff will maybe meet on Thursday or maybe this weekend at some stage, and we'll sit down and we'll review the season, and obviously we'll talk about next season as well, and start setting up pre-season, because we'll know where we're at now. We know we're not in Europe, so we can start planning for that as well, because you can't plan for these things until you know where you're at, and maybe at least now we know where you're at. And again, I thought the boys have been good this season. Have been great to work with. Unfortunately, you're meeting a team tonight, and you have a player like Conor McManaman on his game like that, and that's hard to stop. And you know, there's very few clubs in this league could stop him when he's in that form, and that's been the problem tonight.